Hi, and welcome to another episode of Hot Takes with me, the Silver Fox. And it is a wonderful, sunny, bright, although very cold Friday morning. It's also the 1st of December. We are finally moving into the proper Christmas period. And so as this week progresses, we're getting there slowly, and I become a figure of hate to many people because I have bought all my Christmas presents and they are all wrapped. I can now sit there and smugly look at everyone else as they run around in blind panic. We're going to start today with a wonderful story. It is, after all, a Friday, and so yesterday, Penny Mordaunt took on the mighty intellect of the SNP in the House of Commons in Westminster, and emerged once again victorious after handing Deirdre Brock her arse on a plate. It seems to be a weekly thing. Poor Deirdre must wake up on a Thursday morning and go, oh no, not again. She doesn't have the intellect to take on the wonderful Penny. And she must know that when she goes in there knowing, I've got to say this, and it's going to be bad. And it is every time, isn't it? So we'll take a look and see what the fragrant Penny, shall we say, has done to poor old Deirdre this week. And again, it's just another wonderful line of attack. Oh well, tough. Here we go. It's Penny versus Deirdre again. So Penny Mordaunt's scathing attack on self-obsessed, self-pitying and delusional SNP sums it up rightly, doesn't it? I mean, there's she does have a way of looking into people's souls, reaching in and just crushing their heart, doesn't she? I think she's magnificent. The UK Conservative MP was more than happy to hand a Nat MP more condemning critique after she said it was a badge of honour. Taking on the SNP and emerging victorious, though, it's hardly sport. It's so easy because, after all, most of them aren't particularly bright and they do have some very weird ideas. And once you actually sort of expose these ideas, deconstruct them and actually look what's behind them, you realise it's all very low level, ill thought out and shallow. But then shallow minds foreshadow shallow ideas, isn't it? Anyway, an SNP MP was no match for Penny Mordaunt in a brutal exchange of words at the House of Commons that resulted in the Tory MP adding to an already extensive list of judgment on the SNP's record. Deirdre Brock, the MP for Edinburgh North and Leith, went head-to-head with Miss Mordaunt and said she wore the many condemning adjectives to come from public exchanges as a badge of honour. So she sits there, she knows she's going to say things, she knows Penny Mordaunt's going to tear her a new one, and she said, yes, but I'm wearing this as a badge of honour. You stupid cow. Losing is not a badge of honour. Coming up with a quick riposte, coming up with an adjective-laden put-down of accurate facts that could totally destroy Penny Mordaunt, that's your badge of honour. Being condemned and told what you are, and those adjectives that are used against you being totally correct, is not honourable. There's no honour in the SNP. How you can claim these are honourable, nobody knows. Miss Mordaunt said she was happy to add to the list, telling that the Nat MP that the SNP is self-obsessed, self-pitying and delusional. Miss Brock bragged about a recent positive review of the Scottish Child Payment from the London School of Economics. But ever the fierce opponent to the Nationalists, Miss Mordaunt referred to a long list of grievances she has with SNP policy. Everything from educational standards to violence in schools. Both of those we've touched on during this week. Both of them are terrible in Scotland. She even touched on the news that Edinburgh Zoo's pandas will soon be leaving and said SNP supporters will soon be outnumbered by the bears. Whoosh. Eyes pass him on that one because a few years ago when there were two pandas at Edinburgh Zoo and only one Conservative MP in Scotland, and what's her face, Sturgeon, kept on moaning about, oh look, we got more pandas than Tory MPs. Try to be clever about it. Going to be the other way round now, huh? Miss Brock told the House of Commons, the Leader of the House has described me in this chamber and on social media as sanctimonious, delusional, treacherous and slopey shoulders. I can't say how much of this language from a Tory is a badge of honour for me. She added, obviously, she'll have seen the remarkable new assessment of the Scottish childcare payment posted on the LSE website by a number of academic experts in social policy and economics. Remembering, of course, the LSE is horrendously left-wing to the point of being almost Marxist, so what do you expect? They don't say, of course, the SNP, how they're going to fund it. They're already $1 billion at least in the in the red with their budget, and yet they want to propose this uplift in child social care. I have no particular qualm. Fine, put the childcare up. I don't care. But where are you funding it from? Tell me where the money's coming from. Is it increased taxation? Are you cutting spending elsewhere? Are you making, righteous savings on some area of policy? But no, they haven't got that, have they? Anyway, she went on to suggest a Commons debate on the topic. Miss Mordaunt said, let me add some more adjectives to the ones that the Honourable Lady describes as the SNP policy ourselves this week in terms of being self-obsessed, self-pitying and self-delusional. She said, despite the Scottish Government being one of the most powerful devolved administrations in the world, it can't accept responsibility for anything. Given that they've been in power for, she says 16 years, nearly 17 years now, and every single one of those years, their budget has been 20% higher than England, who does she think it is that is responsible for Scotland's declining A&E performance, increased waiting times, 70% higher in substance abuse related deaths, 10% increase in the attainment gap for 10 years and continuing? She says they're missing their cancer targets, their housing targets, and rising crime or soaring violence in schools, or the lowest police numbers since 2008, and the 1,700 fewer teachers. Who do you think it is that's responsible for the fact that some police forces are not even investigating certain offences and they're mourning? All, of course, down to the SNP. The list went on, but the Tory MP concluded saying, I think Scottish SNP supporters will soon be outnumbered by the number of pandas at her local zoo. And, of course, she'll be now entering the pandaverse. Deary me, Penny. Don't be picking on the bears, love. It's not their fault. But, sending them. Once again, on a Thursday, Deirdre Brock walks in and just gets ripped apart. Because everything they say is awful. They have that one little spark. Oh, look, child payments. Oh. Someone said that what our proposals are brilliant. And that's it. And that's all she's got. And then ripped apart on every other area of policy. Because they get nothing right. And even, like I say, even this child payment thing. Wonderful idea. Don't care. If it lifts children out of poverty, marvellous. It won't. And they don't know how they're going to pay for it. It's just pie in the sky policy. Where everything is paid for from the magic money tree. Which doesn't exist unless you're committing vast amounts of fraud. I think we all know the answer to that one. Anyway, we'll round that one off there. We'll come up. We'll leave Penny to work on next Thursday's salvo against the Separatists, and just be glad that there's someone like her that's able to stand there and rip them a new corn shoot every Thursday lunchtime. Good on her. And anyway, it's coming up. If it were any other party, I'd possibly feel a little bit of sympathy. They send someone up, got to stand up, got to do this. And then they have to withstand the withering blast of the wonderful Penny Mordaunt. But I don't feel sorry because it's the SNP. They deserve all they get. And they put up poor Deirdre Brock, who, bless her, hasn't got the intellectual capability to fight the good fight. She lacks the tools in her toolbox to get the job done, Bit low. And there's Penny, who apart from being wonderful in herself, also has that most awful weapon for the SNP, which is the truth. You see, the SNP don't like facts because the facts are never on their side. But that's what you get. So she goes out there, she stands, she does her thing on a Thursday, she goes away, she licks her wounds, and old Penny returns back, sits down like the cat that's got the cream, and goes, don't mess with me. And they don't, do they? Old Badger Brock. Got to feel sorry for her. Anyway, I shall stop there. Thank you very much for watching. Do please hit the subscribe button. We need all the help we can get. We need to push the messages out. And take care. Stay safe. Stay well. And I will see you later. Bye.